The conflict in Ukraine has exposed a lot of issues, from energy security, media propaganda, but also virtue signaling.
Wondering what the hell's going on. It's a refugee camp somewhere. Anyway.
Did you know how easy it is to do virtue signaling? You know how easy it is to be a rich celebrity, media presenter, whatever they are, people like Martin Roberts, who can afford to be champagne socialists. And they can afford to be emotional, overly emotional. Now, Martin Roberts went out to some shops to find some Calpol. Yeah, that's the story. And he could only get 2 because that's the regulation. Now, his intention was to get it for the children of Ukraine who are coming here, the refugees. At this point right now, there are not many of them in the UK because, of course, we are on this side of the continent. So there are not many Ukrainian refugees here at this point, but also specifically children. He had a bit of a meltdown because of the health and safety regulations that you can only buy 2. Whether it's right or wrong, that's the regulation that applies to me, you, and everybody else. If you go out, if you want to buy a bottle, you can only get 2. And he said that he was basically going to buy enough for all the Ukrainian refugee children who are here. Then he had a bit of a meltdown. Then he decided to use that as an emotional tool to do a selfie video, to broadcast it, to show how virtuous he is.
I've been trying to buy some Calpol, and I'm only allowed to buy 2, right? And I know there's some sort of sicko limit, or some limit that they put on that stops under normal circumstances people buy lots of Calpol, because of course, I don't know what you do with lots of Calpol, but something obviously.
But now, a lot of people might say, well, no, why are you being mean? You know, he's got good intentions. I don't care about intention. That's not good enough. Everybody has good intentions, and just because someone made a video and had tears in their eyes and camera doesn't mean that you cannot criticize the fundamental problem with this aspects of the Western culture that we're currently facing. This is not really Western anymore because the Western culture has changed, but we are now going through a snowflakey culture. So let's not really encourage this behavior.
There's even a couple of bottles of these, buy help. Okay? So do that for me, alright? Well, not for me, obviously.
Yeah, don't do it for him. It's attention seeking. It's like basically someone who cares about charity and goes out to all the big charity places and live stream it, to broadcast it, to show the world how charitable they are. You know, the best kind of charity is actually the people who don't really shout about it. You know, this is the problem I have. When you try to make it about yourself, he made it about himself. The whole video is no longer about Ukrainian children. It's actually about himself. Also, these are the same people who keep pushing for big government and socialism and safety net. These are the same people who also at the same time demand us to pay taxes so that government could use our tax money to have safety net, benefits and everything else, you know, foreign aid and everything else. So on the one hand, you want the big government to exist, to provide free capital, basically, to everybody. And you also want us to see you cry and click like on your video and say, oh my God, Martin is such a good guy. I don't care about your intention. It's cringy. It's weird. Stop it. It's not about you. It's not about you. If you agree with me, subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.